Hey, welcome back to Blatherrhea. I'm John Caparulo.
And I'm Brian Shinanigan. Hi.
And you're...
Madden.
Yeah, that's my kid. She's got her campsite set up in our studio because this week your mom is where?
In Ireland.
She's in Ireland because there's a lot of stuff that she had to take care of over in Ireland, like I don't know, fucking
drunk.
Beer. Yeah, I mean, what else are you going to Ireland
Mostly
for?
liquor related.
What is it really? Do they still have plenty of meadows for you to run through barefooted?
Everything is so green.
Yeah. Oh God, look at this. Oh boy, boy green. I mean, because after a while, it's like, how much do you really need to? How much different can it really be over there to warrant taking that far of a trip?
Over the next one, we got more green.
Okay, I get it. Green, fine.
This is one of our many
It's
bogs.
a color. I mean, let's just get past it, all right? I mean, okay, everybody has a different accent over there. There's, other than that, it's, what is there? Like, what,
Lambs.
there's,
Cute baby lambs.
oh, there's I forgot. We don't have lambs here. We have sheep.
Delicious lambs.
It's just a different bunch of white people. So who gives a shit? I don't know.
Really different.
Yeah, right.
Really different.
Wow, what a whole new horizon.
The Shenanigan, I've been to Ireland many a time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're Irish. Yeah, there's Irish somewhere in me.
Even me, I would say
probably this part of me that's getting pissed off right now.
I would even say we're more Norwegian because I'm that far removed from the Irish. Because we left the motherland and then went to Norway, and then went from Norway to Canada, and they got here. So, but maybe we got kicked out. Maybe we left those countries.
I can see you as a Viking. Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely got more of that, I think, than the.
Yeah. No, I've always thought that ever since we met. I was like, I bet this. Yeah, I can see this
Ragnar-looking
guy
motherfucker
as a Viking,
over
yeah.
here.
You need a hat with some horns and
I mean, I could be about that life. I'm just not good on boats, and
it's just a big It's some sort of furry fucking shirt. I don't know. It's
just a vest.
Yeah,
just so I can show off these shoulders.
I wonder if did Vikings actually dress like? I don't know. It just seems like. Out of place. I don't know if we should start over again, but this is where we're going with this.
But I went there a bunch of times. Okay,
you've been to Ireland a bunch of times, really?
Especially because Aer Lingus, which is Ireland Airlines.
That's what she was taking. She had to connect
as hell.
Yeah,
you can get round trips on there for like $300.
Okay.
So when I was in college, we went a bunch because it was just a commuter flight to Amsterdam or anywhere else from there.
Yeah.
So we just went to Ireland, and man,
And once you got to Ireland, what?
Yeah, I've been to the Stonehenge. I've seen assorted castles. I've seen a bog or two. I've seen castles. I've seen fire. I've seen rain. You know what I'm talking about.
I mean,
but I don't drink.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
I did the Guinness tour. I don't drink. In fact, and if anything, I don't like Guinness. So it's like, here's this tour of a place I don't want to be.
That's just, it just sounds. I mean,
and we went
gross.
to the I can't remember which whiskey place it was, but it was we went to that factory tour, and it was a cool tour. But I mean, I'm not a big barrel aged person either, because to me everything tastes like wood. I don't care if it has any
whiskey. Yeah, whiskey's whiskey to me.
I
don't. It all tastes like fucking burning.
But besides that, Ireland was just to me. Ireland has always just been a gateway to the rest of Europe because it was cheap flights.
It tastes like vomiting in reverse to me. Is what it tastes like, really.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know that sounds like I'm trying to be ridiculously graphic, but it's really that's how booze tastes to me. It's like it's like just pouring vomit down my throat and then trying not to reverse the process.
Because when I vomit, it tastes the same. It tastes the same.
It does. It's just I mean, because it's really just that whole. That's what I mean. That's the face I end up making if I drink alcohol. It just hurts. It just hurts.
Yeah.
I've never been able to enjoy it, but my wife Jamie, she does. She's her maiden name is Kelly. She's got her. They went there. It was for a Father's Day thing, right, Madden?
Yeah, it's Father's Day.
I didn't know where you were this time. Sorry. But they went for Father's Day because her dad's big guy's birthday was a couple months ago, wasn't it? Yeah. So it was more of a Father's Day celebration that they decided on. I mean, we were invited, but we had this to do. So you can see why we wouldn't go.
Plus, I do not know how many pet sitting services you would have to contract. To handle.
We'd need some sort of herder.
No, you need, and that person would have to be here. You know what I'm saying?
We need the guy with the big stick. The guy who fucking herds. And you can't just. You can't just drop these fuckers off somewhere now.
You can't leave the menagerie like that. Mm-mm. No, and even somebody, they would have to stay here because if they even came like on a daily basis or multiple times a day, the house would be destroyed.
Right. So it's not, well, and it is anyway because now nobody's really on the day shift because that's the thing. It's like me and Madden tend to, we have more of a wake up when it's dark and go to sleep when the sun's out sort of thing. And Jamie usually takes that other shift to keep the house from imploding. And
now you're double shifting.
Nobody's here to fucking stop the implosion time. So it's interesting when I get up and go down for breakfast at about 5. So it's not good down there. Yeah, I had to go pick up a lot of shit out of the yard today. So. It's that's how we're living. So how are you? Good.
We just had we had the Kimmels last couple weeks. We had a bunch of shows. We had a couple of great comics come out. It's I like that. You were in Dallas Fort Worth, weren't you?
I was in Dallas and Fort Worth. Yeah, they were good. Yeah. I mean, I think this is the first time I did it like this. Because usually I'll go to because there's a Hyenas Club in both Dallas and Fort Worth. This time I did it was basically the same weekend. I did Friday in Fort Worth, Saturday in Dallas. So it was good though. Yeah, it was. It's they're further apart than you think, but it was for the most part it was good. I mean, Texas they're always nice to me for whatever reason. So yeah, it was good.
I mean, Texas is becoming a big comedy state. With all the people moving down there. I mean, Austin has so many comedy clubs going right now. So it's any place that's embracing comedy now, I think, is good. It's good to have these communities kind of growing and thriving. It's only good for all of us to have. I mean, but also I feel like that it also means the crowds are finally coming back. I feel like everybody's kind of off the pandemic bandwagon. Back to normal.
Yeah, I think people are I think they're starting to get past. It's really becoming sort of a thing that nobody's really even it's not even really coming up anymore. It's almost like you're almost bringing up old shit with that. So yeah. Well, and even I feel good because I didn't think we'd get to that point.
And even the assholes, I feel like are taking the edge off. I feel like people are a little less torqued. Right. It's right. Even it seems like heckling and stuff has gone down.
Don't worry, they'll be back. Though.
Yes, they always come back.
They'll just regroup and they'll find another reason to reemerge. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. So. That's actually my camera shot. So yeah, I mean, I understand putting our cats on display, but appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
You got to do it in the background. You're a background extra. You got to do the background, not the foreground. That's how Hollywood works. Background.
Hello.
This is little dude.
I'm the cutest.
Yeah, he's so cute till he has diarrhea, and then
and he always has diarrhea.
Then he's got a date with Dad and his scissors, and
well, why don't you just shave that backside? I mean, they're a house cat. Nobody,
Yeah, I just, I mean,
you're trying to give him some dignity. He's not the only ass-shaved cat.
Fine, just shave that backside sounds a lot simpler than it is. Okay?
You're not wrong.
Have you ever met cats?
Yes,
all right?
You're right.
They get a little defensive. I mean, he really takes it well, though. I mean, of all cats, he's pretty good about, I mean, I can hold him in one arm and clip shit with the other arm. I mean, he's pretty calm, but still, You know, if he heard some clippers, he
Some,
felt he felt vibrating
Feels that
on
vibration.
him. I mean,
you're not wrong.
I'd have a date with the back team. So I'd be all fucked up.
You gotta call out one of the mobile groomers out here and have them take the hit.
Yeah, see, that's a problem too, because cats they're not. See, I didn't know this before I had cats, and this has only been a couple years now that we've had them. They don't like anybody. I mean, except for like they are cool with us, and anything they love when we're like, you haven't even seen all the cats. And you come
you're
over
not wrong.
Because
I've been here multiple
a lot
times.
of them are real good at fucking finding hiding spots. They don't like anybody who's not in their family, in their little pride or whatever, their crew, and it's like they. So like the mobile groomer comes all the time for the dogs and even the fucking rabbits, but no, the cats, especially our first two, Mouse and Boo Boo, those two don't go outside. Like when we moved to this house, it wasn't
traumatic
fun
event
for me.
Yeah.
Okay, because I mean I was assigned to getting them. She does. She shits the car every time she gets in the car. Like you put her in a carrier and then. I mean, as soon as you put her in there, she takes a shit. Yeah, your mom thought it was you crying. Yeah, it was fucking Mouse.
It's like
we never even heard that sound.
It's like you're doing crowd work right now because like she's not Mike, so you have to reiterate what she says. Like, what's that, sir? What's that? Yeah, 20 years away from married, huh? For the people in the back, what she said, the cat shit everywhere. So. Oh, but man, no. But just a 20-minute
So
ride
if we had a
shit.
stranger come over to the house, it wouldn't make it any that much difference because it's still like I'd still have to go chase them down and then have them fucking scratch the fuck out of me while they're like, "Who the fuck are you handing me off to?" Because they really they don't. They get upset about that shit. So it's just like you're pretty much on your own with your cats, and you got to figure it out. So right now, it's like we do need to. Like when I used to work at the golf course, we used to have to mow rings around trees so that like they could get the big mowers to ride by like in the roughs and shit like that to cut. But it was like we had to take the smaller mower and just get make a few rings around the tree so they didn't have to pass that close. And basically, I got to mow a ring around his tree. So it's like I need a fucking weed whacker or something like that to get to just that's an invention that somebody really could capitalize and make. Is just like the cat butthole buzz, just the butthole
just
blaster.
A quick attachment.
You only got about 4 seconds basically from the time you get your cat under control. It's like be like a nose hair trimmer, but a little bigger and really not something you'd want to put up your nose. Like you wouldn't want to mistake it for your nose hair trimmer because I mean it'd be covered in a lot of fucking cat crap. And you just get your cat like, and then and he's got his buzz and he's good for the month. Yeah, it's like and I mean you wouldn't want it to go too close because that would be upsetting too. Like if little dude here would like if you cut it too close and then he had too much exposure, like if. Like, I don't want my cat walking around the house with butt cheeks. I don't want to actually see any butt there.
That's
I still want him to be a little furry animal.
But
it's like, but you do need to get, Plus, I'm sure that doesn't feel good either because I like anytime you ever try to like trim hair where you shouldn't. Like I remember, I tried like back when I was in my days when I was in shape. Like I remember trying to like cut belly hair, and man, that fucking hurts, dude. Because you better not have any folds, because you're gonna have stubble, and it goes, it hurts. So I wouldn't want the cat walking around pissed off because his ass is all fucking red too. But I also don't want him walking around the house with fucking just shit hanging off him like fucking Christmas ornaments either. So
the truth lies somewhere in between, Cap. We're giving away $1 million ideas.
And these are the mysteries of life that I always thought that I would have to figure out.
This is what you're sitting around the house pondering all day. How can I shave just this perfect tree circle around?
How can I shave the cat's balloon ass a little bit, but not too much that it's unsettling? I just want enough hair. I just want enough hair off my cat's ass.
You're just sitting there like looking
to make it convenient and reasonable, but not to the point where it's like, we can't show him the company because now we got a
'Cause
now
now
we
we
got a
gotta
cat that
explain.
looks like a macaque.
We got to explain it too much. Like,
With the
yeah,
fucking-
look.
What is the monkey with the fucking? Is that a macaque?
I think that's a macaque.
With the,
That
with the
sounds
fucking
right.
red ass.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
baboon. I think
I don't want a
baboons
fucking
right there,
I don't want a fucking macaque cat with a fucking with a macaque.
Just cheeks.
You
Just
you
cheeks
you
out.
understand what I'm saying, or you don't, and you've
And you need to
moved
Google
on.
it. All
And
right.
I understand. I understand either way. So
Oh. So yeah, so that's
so-
why we're here. That's why we're here.
that's of course,
So
yeah.
we're
That's,
traveling.
I'm glad you came over to work that out. So
We covered a lot of good ground here today, Cap.
we really haven't. We started at 1 and we're at 1.5. So yeah.
All right, well, let's go to this week's story. One of our first one. I'm gonna put it on screen for you guys. California Speed Cuber solves 3x3x3 Rubik's cube in 3.13 seconds. 3.13.
I can't write my name in 3 point.
Are you
really?
ready for the video?
Yeah, man.
You ready for the video?
You want to see it? You want to watch the video with this dude with the Rubik's cube?
All right. So, all right, I'll full screen it here
Yeah.
for us cuz all right, so he is warming up. This is him warming up. I'm going to start over. So, this is him just warming up. He is just straight up warming up. Now, he never seen this cube before. Picks it up, looks at it.
Okay.
He's just looked at it. Now, the moment he puts his hands on these pads, it starts the timer.
Jesus.
Do you believe that shit?
No.
I don't know if I've ever successfully solved a Rubik's Cube in my life.
You would think there would be a better use for a brain like that
I
too.
mean-
Like that's really. I mean, that guy seems like. I mean, with that kind of like brain power, you would think that something besides.
Yeah.
Max just broke the world record.
World
Max
record.
here was electric. Everybody knew.
Like he
hemisphere
could probably
was
figure out
electric.
the cat ass thing, but no. What I'm saying is, have you you had a Rubik's cube? I'm sure when they in the early '80s
Yeah.
when they were huge, before we had smartphones and shit like that. That were just you could make better use of your fiddling time, I guess. But
It took me like 15 seconds to write my name.
But I mean, like, how many? Okay, I got a Rubik's cube. Like, how many sides have you ever gotten like at once? Which the best? You
I
ever
mean, I
did?
think maybe 3.
See, that's what I think. I think I might have gotten 3, and I remember having that like sit like nobody touch it either because I was proud of myself that I got 3 sides. Like, no, I just like the best I ever got was like. I think 2 sides is probably what I could do right now if I really tried, and that would be much longer than this program. I mean, it would take me. I mean, it wouldn't take me. It would take me probably 3.3 hours to get that done. But I just. But I can't imagine to do all of them because
He just looked at it.
it really.
And
You know what? If
savanted
I
that shit.
cheated and changed all the stickers, I couldn't do it in
You know,
half that time.
The first time I solved Rubik's Cube, screwdriver. Took it apart, put it back together.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was the first time.
Yeah, because that's a lot. It's a lot less noticeable too. Because I remember I did that. Remember those mini ones? So like they were like, yeah. I remember I had one like that when I was a kid, and I changed the stickers. I moved it around. But I mean, because really, in order to solve the whole thing, you literally have to have, like it not only has to be like, okay, you can get like a green side or whatever, but it's like there's a certain order all those tiles have to be at so that this entire fucking cube can be all aligned.
No.
And it's like this dude was able to look at that, diagnose it as we were watching him, and
Here,
I mean,
I'll show you how it's done.
I'm just trying to ignore her right now, but
It's like this.
but yeah.
That's literally what he did.
And this is
That's
what my
literally-
genius daughter
that's
came up
same
with.
3
in that-
seconds.
In that same amount of
Same
time.
3
Look at
seconds.
Look at fucking beautiful mind over
we're gonna
here.
roll her in
Look at
some
this
Mensa
shit.
classes,
It's
Cap.
just- yeah, right. The Rubik's fucking mess is what she got. It's yeah.
Didn't even get him all square
the
again.
Rubik's prism. It's a fucking just I think it's
my
exactly
God.
how it was actually. It
Didn't
hasn't
even
moved.
switch
But,
one.
yeah, but yeah, I was. I mean, I'm always fascinated, like with somebody who's able to do that. And I mean, it sounds like I'm joking, but it seems like Like, what else does that guy do with that brain? Because that's really,
Yeah.
that's some fucking.
Unfortunately, I feel like he plays a lot of Warcraft or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah,
feel
like
like
they
he's...
said. I mean, because
Like
I mean,
he's,
you know, it's like I mean, what's did they interview him? I mean, is he like?
No, they just talked about him. It's like I said, he does all these competitions, and because I mean, it is tournament stuff for this. People play that stuff, but I mean, it's just like if that dude can do that, why are you gonna even play? I mean, I've seen some videos.
Yeah, how
on,
fucking boring would everything be if you're that? If you can diagnose, I mean, he was also really fucking excited about that shit too. He was like, yeah, he was like when Jordan hit the shot in '89 in Cleveland. It's like
because that was the culmination.
Go home, motherfuckers.
Of like his, because you got to practice to do that for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
I bet he did.
He solved many a cube, and I mean, who do you think his buddy is? Like, here, mix this up for me because I can't see it or remember it or whatever. You know, like. It's crazy.
Like this.
Now he actually solved the puzzle though. He actually changed the colors.
He actually did more than one
He
side.
Moved it around. He didn't just do this.
Just go. Yay!
Look, this moves. Oh yeah. Oh look, yeah.
He was spinning and flipping and. But I mean, I've seen what I
couldn't do. I mean,
I've seen on Instagram and stuff where the videos come by on the thing where people have done it in what I thought was a quick time.
Yeah.
You know, where somebody sits there and they can look at it and they spin the top, they do this, they do all that, and like it's like, 30 seconds later, like they got it. It's like, oh great, that seems like normal and that's impressive. That's inhuman.
Because
you know what I'm saying?
You would have to because really, in order to look at it because okay, like I said, it's like okay, each tile would have to have its assigned spot. Mm-hmm. Like with the sides respective, like okay, like the green side. You'd have to have them numbered like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's like if I had them numbered like that, like if somebody actually
like a Sudoku almost.
Right. Yeah. Like if somebody put that to like you wrote them down on here for me, and I go, okay, now I know where to put them.
Yeah.
That would still take me several days.
Yeah.
I mean, like it would not be an instant thing. And I mean, but that guy is obviously looking at it and able to see that just. Yeah, I mean, inside his brain, man. That's
he looked at it. He set it down. He knew in his mind, up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right. But just by looking.
But just by looking at it, that's why I wonder. Like, okay, what is that guy? What does he do for a living? I mean, like it just seems like okay, if this is a hobby for him, fine. But I mean, it just seems like that guy really. There's a lot of potential with that kind of brain power.
Apparently, no. It's apparently because he's a little autistic. And
I didn't want to assume that, but I assumed.
No,
I did. I kind of did.
The amount of focus.
Yeah.
Like
it's funny too because I was thinking about. I was talking to Jamie about this actually. We were on our way to Kimmel Club the other night because you brought up he's a little bit autistic like. It's like when I rewatched Rain Man less than a week ago. I hadn't watched it in a long time, and what's crazy to me when I watch that. I mean, I don't want to get off too much of a tangent, but I mean, I think we exhausted the Rubik's Cube thing. It's impressive, but it is similar to that though. Like when the waitress dropped the toothpicks, he's like 82, 82, 82. It's like. That guy had to see. I'm basically like that fast. I mean, because it's almost like his mind. It's like a supercomputer. Yeah. I mean, because, but I mean, when you watch that movie, and that movie came out, I remember seeing that movie in 8th grade, and so that was I think it was 89. Mm-hmm. Might have been 88. I mean, I know the movie's set in 88 because I remember it squeezed and pulled and it hurt my neck in 1988. So it's like, but number one. In that movie, like every doctor in that movie, like they talk about autism like it's like what are you talking about? He's artistic. Like nobody's ever heard of it in 1988, 89, and now it's just fucking rampant. Now, like there's something peculiar about that because it's like I don't know that they just ignored that and said oh he's a strange kid. For that much, I think it's been just the fact that it seems to be so. I mean, what do they say? Like it's like it's more than 1 in 100 kids, isn't it? Now, I mean,
I forget what the number is, but
it's
it has grown.
Yeah, it's
but it also
severely grown.
But also people, the population's grown, so it's like it's still the same kind
but
of percentage.
It's
but
still
there's still
a lot,
more people
man.
in general.
That doesn't. But I mean, and also like I remember doing. It's just crazy. Like I remember doing. Like I remember for our high school, Friday news show that we produced. And I had my own like comedy show. With my friend Neil that we would do for, and like I remember they had a thing where like they went around the school and had everybody like do an impression, and somebody would do Schwarzenegger or Jack Nicholson, whatever and my impression that I did was Rain Man, and I'm like, it's just funny because I remember that video of me doing a Rain Man impression. It was like that was just okay with everybody back there. Like it was like, no, go ahead and make fun of the guy with the fucking with the disability or the. I mean, it's crazy how just not only that's how that sort of disorder or whatever you want to call it has blown up on the population since that movie came out when nobody had really ever heard of autism, and just the way just how people accept it and I think naturally wouldn't accept you just doing a fucking Rain Man impression now.
No, you can't. That will get you canceled these days. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I wouldn't say I don't know if I agree with canceling somebody over something stupid like that because it's just a dumb decision, but it's something that you shouldn't encourage. Definitely, it's not. Yeah, it's kind of rude.
It definitely shouldn't be the front and end of your act. Like,
no, you shouldn't open with it. I mean,
hey,
it's definitely something you want to tuck in the middle of your set. So that
that's
people
the closer,
have time
baby.
to forget about it. Yeah.
But no, I feel like it's more of a, honestly, it's just more of an understanding and accepted thing now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, but if you look at those 80 movies, especially, like, remember that movie Soul Man?
Oh, God, I know, yeah, that wasn't just a straight-to-video movie.
No.
That movie was
that was a
I remember
box
seeing
office
ads for that all the time, and it was like, when you look at it, back at it now, it's like, well, of course, that's fucking terrible, but, nobody thought of it that way, because, or at least none of the white people in my house thought of it that way, which, obviously it's fucking, but it's amazing that, because you got to think of what the pitch meeting for that was. Like, somebody actually came in and said, we're just going to fucking color C. Thomas Howell brown. And then there's the movie, right?
That literally was the premise of the whole movie.
That is fucking awful, man.
I think I watched that. We own that movie, like, at the house. Like, we had that on Laserdisc.
You had it on Laserdisc? Yes. Oh, shit, man. So in, like, 1993, you were like, that's still good. Like,
dude, my parent, everything in the bargain bin must go.
It's a terrible premise, and it's so unbelievably offensive. But
that was the time.
I guess if you didn't think of it that way, it wasn't a bad movie because you're just like, what? Nobody's offended by this, right? It's
they still did that White Chicks movie. That was kind of the same thing in reverse.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, of course. Yeah, and that wasn't that long ago either.
No,
that was the early 2000s. That was just offensive from the standpoint is like, really? All you guys thought this was funny? Like, really? Like, because you got to think, like, an entire group of adults got together and we're like, no, this is going to be great. How much more money do we need to put in this? It's going to be a huge hit.
How much is the makeup budget?
Fucking terrible. Like, that's the type of movie you always think, like, you're going to see a boom mic drop in. Because, like, whoever's in the back holding it is like, does anybody really give a shit? Nobody cares. Nobody's looking at this movie. Like, what is this up for consideration for the fucking Golden Globes? It's terrible. We all know it's terrible. But, I don't know. I don't know if it's... I think we're in a better world that, everybody's conscious of shit like that. Where... Yeah, don't be stupid. Don't be a fucking... Yeah, don't be an obvious asshole. But I also think, we need to probably hem it back on the over-policing of everybody. Because it's like, dude, if somebody wants to be a dumbass, let them be a dumbass. And then, whatever. Fucking... They run them over the fucking coals or whatever the fucking roast them for it, whatever it is, you know. It's not. It's
we're out,
like,
baby.
we don't need to. We don't need to collectively get together and fucking like, oh well, let's shun this guy, you know. Let's from a digital global standpoint, let's shun him. Because it's like, fucking relax, man. I mean, sometimes people just do dumb shit that it's like, you know, it's not worth fucking.
It's not worth melting
It's not like a forever vilification.
Yeah.
It's not worth all that, man.
It is not. Life is too short on top of everything else.
Fucking get over it, dude. Yeah.
Well, that brings us to our next story, Cap. I'm telling you, bro. I consider myself a smart person, and I'm good at puzzles, and I can't fucking.
Same here. I'm like,
can't.
you know, I'm not.
I can't.
I've never been.
No. I like any of those things where it's like, here's like 2 nails, get them apart, or any of like those kind of like a lot of those kind of puzzles. I'm like, That one with like that pegboard game that's at like the Cracker Barrel, like I can do that one.
The high Q. I have that on my. I have an app I've had forever on my like phone. It's Pegopolis that you can do. It's the same game. Yeah, I always end up forgetting like the fucking like the frogs and toads one too. Yeah, but I'm like anything that requires finger dexterity too. I'm fucking terrible at. So, but I'm decent at. I like trying to solve puzzles, but I like puzzles.
But I'm selective in my puzzle choices.
Yeah, man, I couldn't imagine being. Yeah, I've always wished I could just once, solve a whole fucking Rubik's Cube and never touch it again. But I'm not.
It'd be like,
I'm just trying.
Don't touch my completed cube.
Yeah, don't fuck with. Oh yeah, that's back in the day. That was reason for fucking you'd get canceled.
You get shanked prison style.
I'd personally cancel you for fucking with my Rubik's Cube. But I'm just trying to get aside by the time we're done here, and I don't know if it's gonna happen, but we'll see.
All right, so this next story we got coming up, you guys, is from the AP. I'm putting it up on the screen for you here. So Germany. Very last warning for 82-year-old German convicted of dealing drugs. It's your last warning, man.
Oh, wow.
How many times do you think he was busted, Cap, so far to get to your last time?
He's in Germany?
Yeah.
So the guy in Germany.
How many times? How many times do you think that he was convicted before his last chance?
He was convicted?
Or that he was cited or arrested for it?
100?
That is excessive of a number, Cap. I thought you'd be more realistic. But 24 is still an excessive amount of times for this old man to get arrested selling drugs and then be like, you're good.
What's he selling?
Like, straight up, like, weed and shit.
I mean... it's one of those things where it's like, I mean... He's 82. Mm-hmm. I mean, do we really need to get him off the streets?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Whatever, man. I mean, it just, I don't have an opinion on this one. I don't care.
It's hilarious to me.
I just think that. I mean, okay, so it made the AP where it's a big enough deal to somebody, but I just am like, okay, so old guy selling weed. I mean, can he solve a Rubik's Cube? That's what I want to know.
If this old man can't solve a Rubik's Cube, he's going to jail.
Yeah, then you're going to jail. Maybe that's how I kept him out of prison so long as his fucking his puzzle skills.
I think this story is more of a damnation on the system because his pension is so low he's got to sell drugs, and that weed should also be legal in Germany. Like, I think that's a twofer there. But no, I forgot. So it's 24 convictions. So he had 24 convictions.
So he's actually convicted. So yes. He went to court and everything.
All that stuff, and they're like, you can go.
Damn. Okay. That's not.
Is that the key, Cap? We just start robbing banks when we get old because they're like, you're fine. You're too old to go to jail.
I got one more for this red.
And it's a middle red, too.
Yeah, it is. But I think I got it. Hold on. And boom! Red.
One
See?
side, baby.
What?
One.
What?
Yeah.
What? Asian Rain Man?
one.
What?
It's only one. Who cares?
It's only one.
Don't take
it's
his
but
achievement away.
But it is one more than you got here. So yeah.
Yeah.
See,
World record
I did a red
for solving one side.
Yeah, definitely red.
As one of the normals.
What'd you get red again?
See, he didn't do it. Look, guys. He didn't
Why
do
are you
it.
taking away my moment?
I'm taking away his moment.
I have an R&B backup to whenever Madden ruins a moment for me. I've got Brian here to
You've got to memorialize.
to off key a fucking.
That was on key, damn it.
That was bullshit.
It was
is what that
a C.
No, what? There's no C. That was a fucking. That was a Z. That's what it was.
Z. Couldn't get much Z.
Yeah, see, the thing is like the yellow and the blue and the green are kind of close, but then I'd have to fuck up my red.
Yeah.
To do those, and I'm not willing
You're not
to
willing to
sacrifice my red side.
No.
So yeah, that's yeah. So I'm good.
That's as solved
I'm
as
gonna
it's
put this
gonna
on the
be.
mantle now.
Facing that way.
Yeah,
to
just
show
just the red out.
gonna
your
be-
victory.
Put the red out. Put the red out.
It's gonna be facing this way with the green and the yellow and the blue.
No, we don't show the shame. We show the positives.
No, okay, I'll put it like that. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
so I don't even know how a cube is supposed to look.
Alright.
I mean, they move other ways.
directions.
That's why
Every
that's
time
the
it's
whole
just
point.
the same. Oh,
Yeah.
Cap. Well, that brings
It's
us
a
to
toy
our
for a different generation.
brings us to our next story of the day here.
There's one better than the fucking old guy who dealt drugs. Because I don't know how we can improve on that, Brian. Jesus.
A Quebec woman finds a message in the bottle launched 34 years earlier.
Okay, so wait, this is recent. So
Yeah.
34 years ago. Now,
34 years ago.
So what? It got
somebody
sent
threw
in
a bottle
1989.
in the water. Yeah, it's at 34 years. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. So the same year as Rain Man.
So this is some guy. Yeah, maybe he was like, he was like, hey, I'm autistic. You tell the world about it, and it took a while to get there. But no, wait. So what was the message that he sent?
That was, that's a good. It was basically nothing. Like it was like a bullshit. He writes.
I mean, it couldn't have been urgent. It couldn't have been
No.
like, help, my house is on fire. Like that's not typically. Yeah, you don't want to send a message in a bottle to the 911 operator. I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, I know
They couldn't even read the message.
They couldn't read it.
No, because the water got in the bottle, I guess, and they couldn't read the message. They only got some of his handwriting and some of the stuff. So when the lady posted it on Facebook, some person recognized as their dead father's handwriting.
The message should have been, please recycle. Because it's like, why are you littering in the fucking ocean to send your messages?
Because I guess his dad died 2 years ago. For 30, more than, because he said he was doing it for
You won't be able to.
almost 40 years. His dad weekly was writing a note on the back of a cigarette pack, putting it in a bottle, and throwing it in the water.
Jesus. He's like single-handedly responsible for killing a lot of fish, man.
How many turtles did this man kill with his cigarette packs?
Yep.
I think it's more a testament to his smoking addiction that he was like, I gotta hide these packs.
How many dolphins are getting cut on broken glass in the ocean from
But I
your
mean,
fucking...
so think about that. Every week, 52 weeks a year, like 40 years, man.
I mean...
Hundreds of bottles
But
in
like,
the water.
what did you write? Like, I want to know what he wrote. And the thing is okay, for that couple to go, well, that's our dad's writing, but they couldn't read it?
Because they could only make out some of the letters.
So they just saw the handwriting and came in and said they claimed it as their dad's?
Well, because their dad, that was his thing, is to go and write things on cigarette packs and put them in bottles. So, like, that was his thing. They're like, I knew that writing. That's Dad's.
Yeah, I guess Yeah, I guess I wish that was my dad's thing instead of, bitching at me for hitting a pothole in the fucking my piece of shit Scout. But yeah, it's I mean, I don't know. I just think it's because I remember wasn't there a Kevin Costner movie, Message in a Bottle,
Was
like
that a
back in the
Kevin Costner
90s or
movie?
something? Prior to, I mean, there being email and text message and all that other stuff, like the way that we could kind of communicate around the world. Because, yeah, I mean, I guess back then, before I guess there was like the internet and chat rooms and things like that, like the only way that like you could like reach out and somehow randomly contact a stranger would be like, all right, well, I guess I got to put something to float across the. I mean, because anybody, I mean, really, like, when you think of it, it's like that. It seems like it's kind of an archaic way of communicating, but it's like, I mean, at what point in history would that have been efficient or in any way like realistic? Because it's like whatever message you put down, whatever you write and throw in the fucking ocean, it's like, so by the time somebody reads it, I mean, you should write down like, hey, I'm pretty old now, so whenever you come to contact me, just I'm not gonna remember this, so because I mean it's not, I mean it's like it's much slower than the mail. Is what I'm saying. It's like just the whole idea of just putting a bottle out there to float to go. Oh well, I hope somebody
finds it.
Because it's not even like it's cool as like a time capsule or something like that you bury. It's just like it's just litter.
It's just
with
it's literally
with
it's a cigarette pack. It's litter inside of litter with writing on it.
Right,
It's
and it's like and great. Oh, you smoke too. So the odds of you being alive by the time somebody reads this shit are really fucking Virginia Slim.
But the son said his dad was doing it for over 40 years, and this was the first one that ever got back. And he's like, "Oh, my dad would have been so excited that somebody actually got one of his models." Just like that's just crazy to me. Like, just
because he was doing it and he told people about it.
Like,
obviously, he was like, I've been throwing bottles in the ocean, and fucking, somebody's gonna answer at some point, and then I won't be alone. Nah, you odds are you probably will. It's just creepy. I don't know. I mean, it's ecologically unsound and it's weird. So
and they only found the bottle 10 miles away from where he like lived.
10
10 miles. Yeah.
So it wasn't like across the sea?
It wasn't across the ocean. It wasn't in another country.
It's like he threw it into the tide and it just came back.
It just came back.
And it's like the next person on the same beach got it. It's like, here, I got your message, and it said, I mean, what could it possibly, besides like please recycle or you won the fucking Pepsi sweepstakes
or help
or
help. I'm on this island.
Yeah,
like,
help. I mean, yeah, right, yeah, like it's fucking Tom Hanks and Castaway.
Yes.
It's like, hey, I'm stuck on an island. I need your help. Yeah, right. But yeah, I don't know.
It's just but 40 years of littering my dad littered every week for 40 years. And smoked at least a pack every week for 40 years.
I just wouldn't step up to call that. Yeah, I just that was my dad. Yeah, yep.
That was me.
That was him. Yeah.
All right, sir. Here's your fines for littering.
He also was making a woman suit too out of his victims. Like what the fuck?
Farted.
She'll do that. She's a tootin' ass cat, man.
Yeah. But here's 40 years of fines for all those because you just
right.
You just admitted to us that your father littered every week for 40 years.
I'd be concerned about. I mean, because I could see them fucking getting it. For see, it's your fault.
You got community service for the rest of your life cleaning up the beach.
That smells terrible. What the fuck? Oh my god, you smell that, right? You smell the cat ass?
It is fucking.
I mean, oh my god.
It is eye-watering.
That's Jesus. Well, I think that's.
What are you feeding them?
I think that's been another episode of Blatherrhea.
Oh my God! Because we are stunk
the
it out.
cat's fucking
The cat has ended
the cat has
episode
ended
for
it with a
us.
shit puff.
Oh my God!
What the fuck, man? Like why would you do that to our faces?
All right, Cap.
Yeah.
Let's tell the people where they can see us upcoming.
Well, I will be at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club every Tuesday. At 9:30, and I will show you my red side of my Rubik's Cube. And I hopefully my cat's diarrhea fart won't be stuck to me when I get there.
Artwork.
Wait, you got you
And I'll also be in Zany's Rosemont and around Chicago in
Mid-July.
So yeah, come check that out.
No, we'll be looking at my artwork, not him.
And I'll also be going to Cuyahoga Falls.
Cuyahoga
funny
Falls
stuff.
in August.
And that's the first place I actually ever did stand up. My first open mic. First time I'll be back there since then.
Really?
Like, yeah.
This is the first time you've been back to the club you ever you did.
Well,
your first mic at?
I did a couple subsequent open mics, because this was a place where you had to call them and get your open mic spot a few months in advance back then.
Wow.
It was a 3-minute spot, so it wasn't easy to get on.
But this is your first time.
First time I've ever gone back there
as a paid comedian,
as a professional comedian at all. Yeah, it's because it's been. Last time I would have been on there would have been maybe 1998, but I don't even think it was then. So it was probably 97.
That's honestly that is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of
To go full circle like that and just
not bad.
Yeah.
So, should be cool.
Look here. Hold on to your cubes.
Yeah.
Well, that has been episode 12.
I really wish there was a. We should have a cat sound effect down there when you threw that.
Just be like,
and then this brown cloud just hits us because fucking Goody shit her pants again. So yeah.
I'll see what I can do in post.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you could just get some
So I
better
could just-
special effects
so I could just do a
for our
thing
podcast,
so
it would be
that-
great. Thank you. Yeah.
Just where the screen changes color of just and this was the part where the cat farted.
And just say that on the screen.
Yes.
And this is the part where the cat farts.
And I'll just freeze it. You can look, Lise, you can see on his face where his nose breaks.
All I want to say is thanks for joining us on Blatherrhea, and
We're here every week.
Thanks for joining
hopefully
us.
next week will be better.
Catch us every week. Follow us. All the links below. We're
Later.
out.
Bye.
Bye.
I farted.